How you doing? It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, with an exclusive Texas Southern coverage as Coach Mike Davis and the Texas Southern Tigers were able to create history by being victorious over North Carolina Central to advance to the next round of the NCAA tournament where they'll take on Xavier. We'll have special interview with Coach Mike Davis along with the Tiger Report by the voice of the Texas Southern Tigers. That's none other than Larry the Chatterbox Hale. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Enjoy today's programming, and we'll see you on the other side.
Larry the Chatterbox here with you for another edition of the Tiger Report. Texas Southern made history on Wednesday night as we defeated North Carolina Central by the score of 64-46. Trey Jefferson, 25 points, 8 rebounds, a perfect 6 of 6 from the charity stripe, 3 of 7 from downtown, 8 of 18 from the floor, 3 assists, 3 steals in 39 minutes of play. Also, Dante Clark, 18 points, 5 of 16 from the floor, 1 of 5 from downtown, a perfect 7 of 7 from the charity stripe, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 5 turnovers in 37 minutes of play. But the big fella, Trayvon Reed, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 4 from the charity stripe, 6 blocks in 31 minutes of play, helped propel the Texas Southern Tigers to its first NCAA tournament win in history. We now have comments from Trey Jefferson inside the post game.
Hello, Tiger Nation. Here with Texas Southern guard Trey Jefferson. Tell us about your play tonight in this big game versus North Carolina Central.
It was a very game. I just tried to come into this game and play the basketball I've been playing all season, which is make shots, take the shots my team need me to take, and make the passes my team need me to pass, and rebound it. Whatever it's just doing whatever my team need me to do. That's my role on this team. So just coming in here and playing the basketball we've been playing all season long.
Well, Trey, you started off kind of slow. The team started off kind of slow. What did the coaching staff tell you to get you back on track?
Well, we never was really off track since day one. Coach Davis really told us that we had the toughest schedule in the country. So we kind of just tried to stay focused, non-conference, kind of not worry about the wins and losses, and just get better day by day. As Coach Davis said that we were going to get better and play the best basketball by March 7th, which I think we are doing.
At what point in this game did you really start to feel it, number 3?
Since the tip-off. I kind of knew. I came in, like I said last year, I went home early due to North Carolina. So coming here, I tried to keep my composure and come in here and take care of business, get the win.
Seemed like you dazzled the crowd tonight, baby. Everybody loves the torch, Trey Jefferson.
Yeah, I just knew you can't really worry about those things. Those things take care of itself. So just coming in here playing my game, I kind of knew that the crowd would be behind me once they figured out who I was.
There you have it. Thank you so much for joining us straight in the post game.
Appreciate you, Chat.
There you have it, straight from Trey Jefferson. Texas Southern victorious tonight.
Tigers of Texas Southern will tangle with the Musketeers of Xavier University on Friday. Tip off at 6 p.m. Once again, the Tigers of Texas Southern will tip off with the number 1 seed Xavier, the Musketeers, on Friday at 6 p.m. Also, the Lady Tigers of Texas Southern will host the WBI, the Women's Invitational Tournament at Texas Southern University. It'll be the first round action as they take on Weber State. For more information about that game, visit www.tsusports.com.
All right. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As you know, we come to you each and every day with the world of HBCU. Today would be no exception to the rule. We are honored, blessed, and proud to have on the line with us on today for a conversation of basketball. The head basketball coach of the Texas Southern Tigers set history by getting their first NCAA tournament win and by advancing to the next round to play Xavier, none other than Coach Mike Davis. Coach, how you doing? And welcome to the show, sir.
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
No problem at all. First of all, congratulations on a job well done. I say it was the trial and error of 3 seasons. We always talk about the non-conference season, then the regular season, and then the tournament. and life after that. And so you guys have been noted for not being shy, for taking on some of the tougher opponents during that non-conference schedule. Talk about how your theory came to that, and as a result, how it prepares you for now.
Well, when I got here at Texas Southern, our schedule was already made for us, and we played the schedule, and we had some home games. And we didn't get a lot of fans at home games in November, and we had just played Colorado, and played them in 3 overtimes and lost. And our guys were feeling pretty good about themselves and everything. So, we would lose a game, and I would be upset about the game. And John Lucas is like a mentor to me. And Coach Lucas said only one thing matters in the SWAC, and that's winning your conference and winning your conference tournament. So it made sense to me, and I wanted to do something that would prepare us for our conference, because that's the only thing that matters. How do you get better before you get to the conference? And so what I did was I played all that games on the road. I didn't want any home games. I knew it would take away from my fans seeing us, in November and December, but it would make us better. And then I also said, let's go play the best competition that we can play. Let's not play, Division II or NCAA schools. Let's try to get the Louisvilles of the world and the Arizonas and Duke, Kentucky, whoever it may be. And so what has happened is we have begun to play the schedule, and only our guys understand what we're doing. Because when people are from the outside, they see your record, they go based on your record, And so we don't really care about our record more than getting better. It's the key thing for us is getting better. And we beaten Michigan State, we beaten Kansas State, we beaten Temple, we beat Rice, we beat James Madison, we beat LaSalle, we beat some team in non-conference. But this year I wanted to do a little different. I wanted to get to Oakland and the Toledo's, the team that was picked to win their conference, even though they're not like a mid-major school. And I wanted to go to Wyoming, so the air is thin there. It's really, really tough to play, at that altitude. I wanted to get, Gonzaga, who just came from the Final Four, Kansas, Ohio State, Clemson. I wanted to be as difficult as possible for us. And so there was a chance that we would only win one game or no games in non-conference. And we ended up going 0-13, and like I told everybody, not taking anything away from, our conference champs. But when we got to conference, we had injuries and suspensions, and I sacrificed the league championship because I had to get our guys to behave in a certain way. And so, unfortunately, it took us to the last 7 to 8 games of our season to lock in and get on the same page. And our guys did that. I'm proud of their effort to get their behavior to where we needed to be for us to be a really good basketball team and make our fans proud of not just winning basketball games, but developing a program that they'll be proud of.
We're speaking right now with head basketball coach Mike Davis of the Texas Southern Tigers. They were able to be declared unofficially, the HBCU basketball champions by being victorious over North Carolina Central. Now, Coach, you made a reference to how you had to go through some suspensions, and I've heard you say that this probably was your staff's best year as far as coaching, dealing with all the more off-court challenges, I would say, than in times past. You have some talented young men, and sometimes when you have talented young men, people don't realize you have to be able to jail these atypical egos, I would say, and mentality that is not just about me, it's about us. And you have to do some sacrificial lambs, if you would, to get that message across.
Well, we have great talent, and I thought this would be our most talented team that we've had here at Texas Southern since I've been here, the way I had it set up. If you think back to Derek Griffin should have been a junior right now on this team. We had Zach Lofton, who would have been a fifth-year senior on this team. Who was player of the year. Both guys were player of the year while they played here at Texas Southern. So you got 2 players of the year on this team right here. You also had Jaden McLeod, who was second team all-conference at East Tennessee State this year, who's supposed to be on this team as a fifth-year guy. You have Kevin Scott, who was a preseason first-team all-conference player that ended up getting injured. So you put those guys with this team here, we're really good. we're really good. And so, unfortunately, it didn't work out, but we had to, get it going in the right direction anyway, because we still had good pieces. We still had a really, really good piece with our basketball team. But, I wanted guys to leave something for our next players that come. And I didn't want it to get to where the culture was, because culture be everything. You got to have a great culture to create a great program. And so, like I said, I sacrificed some wins to kind of get those guys going in the right direction. And if you see Trey Jefferson right now, he's playing his best basketball, but he's changed so much in the right direction. Trayvon Reed has changed so much in the right direction. And those guys, attitudes and personalities and chemistry with the team has changed. And we needed that for us to be able to do well in the NCAA tournament.
Now we talk about the play. I'm sorry, we talk about the play of Trey Jefferson, which, beyond a shadow of a doubt, for those who were in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, this is no secret to what this young man is capable of doing. But I've always considered your X factor would be Reed, and he definitely showed up on yesterday. Played more aggressive than I've seen in times past against North Carolina Central. Did you have one of those coming to Jesus meetings with him to say, "Hey, brother, we need you to step up or step out"?
Well, it was a family thing. I've communicated with his, with his mom and dad, and we talked hours and hours with his dad to get him focused and get him on the right page. And we just need guidance, and that's why I think I'm here at Texas Southern to give him guidance, because I've been a lot of places, and so it's really helped him. He's a guy that he has to understand that you're 7'2" and you got to shut the middle down for us. It can't be any layups. Everything you do has to be, with a purpose, and with a intimidating factor for the other team.
We're speaking with Coach Mike Davis of the Texas Southern Tigers, talking about the gameplay of course, Mr. Trey Jefferson and Brother Reed down in the post area. But you've had some key, I wouldn't necessarily call them role players, but some supporting cast that in Bruce, Clark, and Walker at one point had not missed a shot throughout the conference tournament.
Well, we plan. I've said from day one that in college basketball, the teams win in November, December, January, February, all that is great. You want your team to win. You want to have a good record. You want to do all the things that, people say you should do. But you need to be playing your best basketball March 7th. And that's when our conference tournament starts, March 7th. So if you're playing your best basketball March 7th, it gives you a chance. It gives you a momentum to go into your tournament and having a chance to win it. And so don't get me wrong, November, December, all that's important. It's very important. Very, very, very important. But the most important thing for us is to win our conference, and we know that. And so by us knowing that we have to win our conference, I want to be right on the money and with perfect timing of playing our best basketball. And that's the message I sent to my guys. And so even though we may lose a game, you may get down about it, you still know that the check doesn't come to March 7th. The real season started March 7th.
Yes, sir. Ching, ching, right? Ching, ching.
Exactly. So you always have this thing in the back of your mind that March 7th is the date. And so, in life, you always want to look forward to something. You always want to have a bright side to something, the big picture, whatever they may say. And so March 7th is the big picture for us. And so no matter what we're going through, I'm always reminding them March 7th, that's the date that we want to be good. So you may not be good right now. You may not block out right now. You may not sprint the help side right now. The attitude may not be where it needs to be. The chemistry on the team may not be where it needs to be. But by March 7th, on a scale of 1 to 10, we need to be at a 9 or 10. Because only the teams that playing at a 9 or 10 is playing in the NCAA tournament and winning the conference championship. And so that's my message to my basketball team.
So it's all about a marathon, not a sprint. It's about the marathon. Endure yourself, pace yourself for that target date, and by that time, everything needs to be all cylinders flowing and moving forward.
Exactly. It's like anything. If if I have a suit that I can't get in, and I have a deal on a certain date, and I have 6 months to get there, I may be disappointed the first 3 or 4 months. But I know I got to get to that weight loss by that date. And so if I know that, I may eat a bad meal one day, but I know I got to cut back pretty soon. So, they understand, and it's important for them to understand more than it is for anybody else to understand. Because I want people to call them, telling them keep their head up, it's gonna be okay. I want that because now it's taking you to another mindset level. Now, do you feel sorry for yourself? How do you respond to it? And do you say, hey, I'm not worried about what people are saying. I know March 7th is our date. So since March 7th is our date, that's the date that I know I need to be at my best. And I'm gonna work hard as I can until I get to March 7th.
All right, this is the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We're talking with head basketball coach Mike Davis, Texas Southern Tigers advancing. Got the play in, which is technically round one of the NCAA tournament. Now your next opponent is Xavier, the number one seed. You guys have already got the first win under your belt. It should be all or nothing right now. You have nothing to lose and all to gain right now. So what's the mental approach and the attitude of the team right now?
Well, like I said, our schedule was designed for us to get better and not for us to feel good about ourselves. So, they don't give a number one seed away. You have to earn that. And Xavier's earned the number one seed, and we have earned the right to play them by winning against North Carolina Central. But we've also um, put ourselves in a situation where, we hadn't played a team like this in a while, but we played a lot of them. And so hopefully we can make an adjustment pretty fast and don't have the jitters, about playing this game because we played Kansas, who's the number one seed in the NCAA tournament this year. We played Ohio State, I think it's a 4 seed. We played, TCU. We played Gonzaga. So we played some top seeded teams in conference, and we should be well prepared for the game.
Now, Coach, there's always an unsung hero, someone who kind of rises amongst the phoenix, if you would, in the ashes, and not the Trey Jeffersons and the Reeds of this, that, and the other. Who has been your unsung hero for the Tigers this season?
Well, Kane McClellan has been our unsung hero because when I inserted him to the lineup, 8 games ago, I did it for a reason. I needed someone. I needed that fifth guy because we have P.J. Bruce, Dante Clark, Trayvon Reed, and Trey Jefferson. We have 4 guys that are more than capable of playing, at any level in college basketball. And so, what has happened? I needed that fifth guy who would do the things that needed to be done for us to be a basketball team. And Kane is a guy who he's the first one back, transition defense. He's always hustling, getting to the spots quick. He's an effort guy. He's only a freshman. And so by him doing that, it has really helped us, to make up for some of the things that that our other guys wasn't doing at the time. And now last night they began to do what Kane McClellan has done for us over the last 8 games.
Well, that is a special treat, knowing the relation with he and his pop happens to be the boss man. And a lot of people would say, well, that's just one of those automatic charity type situations, but he's absolutely earned his right on the team and in his playing time.
Well, if people know me, they know I'm not a charity guy. You know, um, I just needed that guy to do what he's doing. And he's willing to do it because he's from, his dad is a great man and he's from a good background and he understands and he has no problem. So he loves Texas Southern. You know, he'd have gone to Texas Southern if he didn't play basketball. And so when you have that love for the program and you have that respect for the leadership of the program, you're going to fight. And that's what he's doing for us. If you watch him, he'll hit an open shot. People get excited about that. But watch the little things that he does for us as far as sprinting to the corners, getting back in transition defense, chasing guys off cuts. Those are things that we weren't willing to do as a team. And when you see a person doing that, have a person that's doing that, it's contagious. It's contagious. And so that's the reason that he's playing. he's really contributed to us and helped us to be a better basketball team.
Now, Coach, you talked a couple of weeks ago that you got to always be building, and you got to keep your head on a swivel, if you would, looking for the next great piece that could fit your team, add to your team, even make your team better. I got to ask this $64,000 question. I know that our listeners have been asking. You got a son who's a pretty dynamic player, man, and he is committed to a school across the street. You couldn't, or I know you don't force the issue because you want your children to go to the school of their choice. Did he even consider at one point coming to play for his pop at Texas Southern?
He did. I mean, I want to coach him more than anything, to be honest with you, because the work he's put in, the level that he's on, people don't really understand. People haven't really seen him play, so they don't understand what his weapons are. He can really, really shoot the basketball, and his effort of working is. I always say this: what are you doing that nobody else is doing? Can you say you do something that nobody else is doing? And not many people can say that in any walk of life. And so, we shot 60,000 shots one time in a 2-week period, 12-day period, and that's something that I know no one else has done. And shot 60,000 shots. And so I thought, if he came and played for me, that he could lead the country in scoring at least 2 out of his 4 years. And we definitely could have used that. But I trust Coach Sampson. I love the city, of Houston, and I wouldn't have been going anywhere else other than Texas Southern or Houston, just because, I love the city, and I want him to be close to me, if not playing for me. But he's going to do some good things over there. And Coach Sampson, I think, is one of the top 5 college coaches. You see what he's done for that program over the last couple of years. He's building and building and building. And this year they just exploded, off the charts. So, they play their games in our arena. Next year they'll play their games up until January in our arena. So he's used to our gym. He's used to our courts and our rims and everything. But, I wanted him to play for me, but at the same time, it was his decision to make. And I thought he made a great decision going and playing for Coach Sampson. Coach Sampson and I, we go way back, but I got the job at Indiana. And he was the first coach to write me a letter and congratulate me and tell me that he was proud of the work that I did. And if I needed anything, I always give him a call.
Well, in that case, he needed your son, so he gave you a call and worked that out. Look, I was saying you can always threaten, blood's thicker than water, son. I need you over here in this maroon and gray. But no, I do understand that having children myself, you want them to be at liberty to make their own decisions. You're pleased if they do and satisfied if they don't. And that's all a part of being a father, because a lot of people look at it, you are a surrogate father to your team. You're dealing with young men from different backgrounds, trying to get everybody to come together as one. So I know you're going to be proud, and when you can, if you can't go to the games, you'll be looking at box scores and getting scouting reports to see how your son continues to develop.
Well, I never watch him, but I definitely will be doing that. And like I said, I go watch him practice, and I trust him. I always say the ultimate thing is giving your son to someone. And, if he'd have made a different decision about going to a different school, then I would have stepped in. No, that's not where I want you to go. Come here and play for me. But his decision to go to Houston was a great decision for him, and hopefully it's a great decision for Houston. Bringing him in.
Yes, sir. Coach Mike Davis and the Texas Southern Tigers get ready to take on Xavier. As a matter of fact, they're in Tennessee as we speak right now. Coach, as always, we thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Congratulations. Continue to represent the Southwestern Athletic Conference and, of course, Texas Southern. And at this time, we're going to give you final thoughts and comments as we close this segment out.
Well, I'm happy that everything worked out for our program and our fans. Our fans have been with us. I love our fans. They have seen the growth of Trayvon Reed and Trey Jefferson and PJ Bruce. They've seen the growth of Kanan McClellan and Dante Clark. They've seen the growth of our basketball team. And there's nothing more proud when you see the growth of something. You see it grow and you see it get better. And, people always want to be successful. And we made history last night, first time that Texas Southern has won a game in the NCAA tournament. And my goal for this program is to play for a national championship. And so you can't play for a national championship if you don't win games. And I want us winning games in the NCAA tournament be as normal and regular as we do winning a regular season and a conference championship in the tournament.
All right, Coach. Well, before I let you go, man, I've been hearing you. I'm from old Midwest St. Louis. They say you've been selling wolf tickets, man, about your spade game. Might have to put you to the test on that, man.
Well, wolf tickets is something that is a tough thing. Like I tell people all the time, everybody is entitled to their opinion, but entitled to the fact. We would definitely have once basketball season's over with. I play this game. It's called Cutthroat. I don't know if you ever played.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the only way to play it.
That's the way to play. You have no partner.
That's right. Every man on his own. Every pot got to rest on his own bottom, baby.
And what you have to understand is when you play Cutthroat, do you have a feel for the table? Can you convince somebody at one moment to give you a book and play with you? They might be in front of you, beside you, or behind you. And so I love Cutthroat way more than I love just the regular spade game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have a Cutthroat tournament.
Well, I was going to say, I heard you had this invite-only tournament, man, and make sure you put me on the list.
I will put you in as a play-in game.
Okay. All right. Look, invitation accepted, sir. And all I can say is bring your A game on. Coach, congratulations again. He is Coach Mike Davis. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Remember that you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. And of course, we're at 87.9 FM in the Prairie View city limits. And if you happen to miss us there, catch us on TuneIn. And if you happen not to have access to either one of those, simply dial 605-477-5066. Listen to the broadcast 24 hours a day at the access to your phone. Until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.